Now, hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing great. I have a friend of mine on right now, and as I bring him in, the reason why I wanted to have him on is because he is a wealth of knowledge. He knows how to trade the markets. He has all different kinds of techniques when it comes to trading. He's been all over Twitter doing these timestamps, and he says timestamps don't lie. He'll tell you where the price of something's going to be in the future, and I'm not joking. 9 times out of 10 that I've been following him, he's nailing it. And without further ado, Crypto Joe, how you doing?
Oh, doing great. Great seeing you today. Ready to get started.
All right, cool. So the reason why I had Joe on is because I actually came to him with an idea, not only to bless him and his life, but also to bless others. Joe, like I said, knows how to do technical analysis and knows how to trade all kinds of markets. And there's one thing that he trades called a micro futures that nobody else really talks about. And I said, is there any way you could put a class together about this and share this with people? He did it, blew my expectations. And I actually have a coupon code if you guys want to check it out. I think the coupon code is like $300 for the course. I've went through this course. It is a wealth of knowledge. If you want to know the futures and where things are headed, the prices, you have to know the futures market. So Joe, let's talk a little bit about that. How does the futures market work?
Well, first of all, let me just say for everyone, a lot of people have not heard about the micro futures. The CME, Continental Mercantile Exchange, just started these back in 2019 with the S&P 500, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, and a number of others. And you also can get involved with oil, gold, and silver, copper, just for an example. And it's basically like micro. It's just most of these are just a tenth of the size of the regular or normal futures contract. Okay, and they're all cash settled. I know there's somebody out there, probably thinking, "Oh no, I'm going to have an 18-wheeler pull up in front of my house with a load of oil." Okay, it doesn't work like that. It's all cash settled. And if I could share your screen real
Yeah, let's do it. We'll dive into showing them what it looks like here. Go ahead and you click the share screen.
Okay. And here we go. And this is a dollar, the DXY, and everybody has their eye on it lately, as well as us. And the first thing I wanted to show you is well, like I said, it's fast, simple, and easy to get started. If you already have an account, for example, with TD Ameritrade, Interactive Brokers, TradeStation, E-Trade, and a few others, you're basically already linked up with the CME. You just have to go into your account, click a couple of buttons. But the main three takeaways I want to give you, and we'll look at my own private account here. This is on TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. Yours may look a little different, but as we see, hopefully you can see this. Had the E-mini S&P 500.
No, it's not up. It didn't pull up. You're still on the DXY. Or not the
Okay.
DXY, but the dollar.
Okay, well, let me see if I can switch. How about now?
Nope.
Is it
There we go. All right.
okay?
So
All right.
this is your trading account. This is what Trading View looks like for you.
Right
Gotcha.
on Thinkorswim through TD Ameritrade.
Perfect.
Okay. And how easy it is. If you want to buy, click buy. If you want to sell, click, sell. And I mean, we can go over this more detail later, but if you want to go short, so you can play the markets both ways, plenty of liquidity. And people that have been in the stock market a number of years realize that sometimes there are not stocks to short, not shares to short. If you try to short a certain, but here you always have liquidity to be able to go long, short, whatever you want to do. Now, the first takeaway I want everybody to notice is for a regular contract, CME contract, futures contract for the S&P 500, for example, is 14,000. Okay. And then if we go to the micro here, then we're going to see
Yeah.
right
1400.
here, 1,400. Yeah, a huge difference. So
Yep.
very little capital required, very little, risk capital investment that you need in order to play. And then another one real quick that we play a lot, see the regular crude oil, 18,000, almost 19,000. And then if we go down here, um, Let me see where the oil is.
No, I
Okay,
know it's a
here we
large
go.
drop down
Yeah,
box.
there's a lot. Oh, here we go. 1,800 bucks.
So
Okay,
literally 1/10 of the cost.
exactly.
Yeah, whereas it
Right.
took so much capital for people that have been wanting to make money like big traders make. And again, this isn't like any proposition financial advice or anything, because you
Right.
can lose money just as easy as you can gain money, right? But
Oh,
it's just
exactly.
a micro. I mean, it's 1/10 of the cost. Now, Joe, I went through your course and it breaks down very. I mean, there's a lot of courses on there. And as a matter of fact, I think if they check the link, you even offer a free preview, right, of like what people can expect.
Oh, exactly. And you know, on that point there, another point I wanted to make real quick is your ability to hedge.
Yep.
Every, industry out there, airline comes to, forefront, corporation, they hedge if they have anything to do with commodities. And even my brother-in-law, who owns a small steel company, I say small, he has 25 full-time welders employed, and never has had in 30 years a layoff, but he hedges steel, for example. And another example, we're looking at oil here. And as oil was going up, we were long oil. So did I care what the pump price was? Yes, of course. But at the same time, we were like a corporation or institution or an industry. I was able to hedge that and make a lot more, funds here as it was going up as compared to the pump price, if that makes sense.
Yeah, let me jump in there real quick to explain something to people. When we talk about, people feeling pain at the pump, and then there's people that buy oil stocks, like let's say Marathon Oil, and they're like, I don't care because as oil's going up, I'm making money because I'm leveraged more to the price of oil with my Marathon stock. The futures are even that on like cocaine. Like it is literally a much greater leverage than just a mere oil stock. Wouldn't you agree?
Right, exactly. And then, another situation here, of course, if anyone's been listening to you in any length of time,
Mhm.
they have a little stack of gold, silver at the house. Well, as you know, silver was beat down over the last few weeks by going short, which is really easy to do. You just hit the red button, sell. We were able to hedge that price because I don't want to send all my silver back, back to the company and sell it and then play that game. Very easily, I can hedge my silver. And for the profits as it was coming down, we were able to now, purchase more of it, for example. Okay. So
So
that's
real quick, let me jump in there. I want to say this lines up with what I was warning everyone about last spring, that when the sell-off starts coming up in September, you see gold and silver contracts sell. Like you said earlier with me, Joe, our stack at home looks like it's going down, but the premiums keep rising. So
right.
yeah,
Right.
so it's you have your physical stash dealing with premiums going up as the spot goes down, but then you've got what Joe's talking about. If you're a trader and you want to start with something really small, and I think me and Joe are going to start doing some videos in the future where we're going to bring you the ability to literally start with something as small as $500 and start trading with that $500 just to learn the fundamentals along with like courses that he puts out. I think that's very important because, like he says, there's pain at the pump. You can buy stock, or you could buy, inflation's happening. You could buy, SLV or GLD paper, but it's really more important to understand what's going on in the background and what the world, the smart money thinks that where stuff's going. Now, let me ask you this, Joe. Do futures foretell the futures? Like, how does that work?
Well, let me use a real life example here. Okay. Okay. This was last night. And let me say that, well, first of all, FINRA, everyone's heard of FINRA,
Yep.
Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. Okay. They control everything. Now, if you're trading stocks or ETFs, they require you to have 25,000 in your account minimum in order to be what they call a pattern day trader.
Yep.
Okay. FINRA also has oversight over the futures. Guess what? There is no minimum or maximum requirement. You can go in with a little, as you saw earlier, a few $100s into gold or oil or whatever, and trade, all you want, so to speak, okay, without any restrictions. And this was put on last night. We're going to show people, okay, the first part of the whole course, several chapters, and I'll show you that here in a second, has to do with, we break down all the different, micro futures and explain all that. And also on a document so you can read it and video. And then also the second half, we have a trading course, because what are you going to do with that foundation? You have that foundation, that pillar, and then we want to stack on top of it the ability to know when to get in, when to get out, how to set up your stop losses. And we even have 3 techniques to improve your trading by 82%. Okay, 80 to 82% of people's losses are because they're not doing these 3 things, these techniques, and we show you that in the first or second part of that trading deal. But anyway, when we broke out last night, E-mini futures looked like they're going to pop, and then we set our stop loss right here if we lost that first candle. Long story short, here we are today, moving up, and talk about supplemental income. From last night during the Dallas Cowboy game till tonight, till right now, it's $800. Okay.
On how much did you
just 2 contracts, maybe 20, less than 3,000.
Less than $3,000, and they're up 800 or so far. So let me make a point real quick. If you don't mind, I'm gonna unshare screen real quick.
But also, while you're doing that,
yeah,
I want to mention the tax benefits. Now, let me do a disclosure. I'm not a tax attorney, CPA, or anything else, but you can look it up for yourself. It goes, futures are taxed on a 60/40. So for short term, like that $800, I'd only be taxed, 60% of that would be taxed, like at 50, like long-term gains. Okay. And only 40% of that is going to be taxed at my normal income rate that the IRS has for me.
Joe, so that's an amazing point, and we need to make an entire video about that. That's a really good point to make.
Okay.
Let me say this. A lot of people dive in, they go get themselves a trading app or a trading account. They put like $10,000 in because they want to be a millionaire, and they just start trading, and they use these videos on YouTube. And it's like these little clips of information, but it's never organized right. And they don't invest in their own education. And so that's why I asked Joe to make this class. He gave me a 50% off link. So it's $299. I'll put the link below. And I think you need to invest in yourself, and I'll be honest with you, you might watch Joe's course and go, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. I don't want to do this. And you literally think of this, you literally just saved yourself a lot of money. But then there's other things, like Joe says, 3 things that he brings up that are going to save you a considerable amount of loss. Is that worth investing in yourself? Joe, when you started trading, did you start right off, or did you start putting money into education? How did that work?
Well, I started jumping right in, because believe it or not, when I started out 2005, now don't hold this against me.
Yeah.
And this is how naive I was and neophyte here. I was watching Kramer. And then, yeah.
So.
Yeah. And then it didn't take long to figure out, hey, I need to go to the next level, and, so on and so forth. And then if people want to, I know people, probably never heard of me or whatever, they can go to my Twitter account. And last Friday, just coincidentally, I put a tweet out there: I will day trade whatever stock you put under this feed. And every stock, you can see that, the results speak for themselves. And that's not knowing what the stock was. That's just, putting out a track record. A lot of people can put pretty lines on a chart.
Yeah.
Is going in real life, real time, and pulling money out of the market. Now, are people going to do that starting off? No, everybody be at home, clicking a mouse. And another reason why I did this, I wanted to leave a legacy to my 2 granddaughters, because my uncle always told me that what takes 1 or 2 generations to build can be lost in 1 generation.
Yep, that's right.
And I want them to be all the flexibility of whatever career they want. However, if you remember back in 2020, some people had to leave a career that they loved in order to, for financial reasons and stuff. But if you knew how to trade the markets, if you teach your kids or grandkids how to trade them, and we're not trying to make everyone a day trader, you know, but not at all, but just to be able to control it, control their assets, control their money. And that way you're not dependent on a guy that sells, you know, pie charts and Venn diagrams in the strip center, you know, as far as your investing. You can do it yourself.
Well, and another thing too, I'd like to close on this. If you're invested in silver, oil, things like that, and you don't want to be a futures trader, but once you learn how the futures charts work and you can see the patterns, you don't need to trade them. You know what your investment is about to do in the future, because these are contracts are settled in the future. And if they become more valuable, it means that more and more people think that they're going to be in the money, that they're going to be at that price point. So, Joe, I want to thank you so much for coming on. Guys, again, I'm going to link the discount code that Joe gave me below. It's half off for the course. I think it usually sits at $600. It's right now on sale for $299 if you'd like to check it out. And, Joe, thank you so much for coming on the channel. I want to have you on again soon.
Oh, looking forward to it. And if people could get a screenshot of this real quick.
Of what? Let's share the screen.
I want to, let me... That way they have, you know, my information. This is just a real quick little look at the, you know,
the course
contents and everything.
They're going to be able to get that when they go to the link.
Okay.
Right away.
Great.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
And there's also, remember everyone, go ahead. Once you go and check that link out, you'll be able to see that, but you'll also get a free preview video that Joe's actually put out of what to expect on the course.
Okay.
Awesome. Sound good, Joe?
Sounds great. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. With that being said, the Economic Ninja is out.